Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate your time and your viewership. And in today's episode, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on Eidola by Navitus Parfums. This is a collaboration with Buck from the channel Big Beard Business. I'm very excited to give you my thoughts on this fragrance, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin my review of Eidola by Navitus Parfums, which was a collaboration between the brand and Buck from the channel Big Beard Business, his information is going to be down below as well. I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like fragrance reviews, top 10 videos, and more, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. And of course, if you can give this video a thumbs up, it would really mean a lot to me. And so Buck from the channel Big Beard Business, he actually collaborated with a few different perfumers to create 5 fragrances. And so part of his collection, which is known as the Enamored Collection, contains 5 fragrances. So you have this one, you have Soir Exclusif, Exalt Nuit, Elation, and Veuve Matin. And of course, this one is a little bit more feminine leaning, and that's because he created this fragrance with his lady in mind, which I think is very sweet and very romantic as well. Now, of course, the perfumers behind this fragrance are 2 Takasago perfumers. I've had the pleasure of meeting both of them in person when I went to Paris, France last year. They are, of course, Francis Kurkjeon and Jerome de Marino. They are both absolutely amazing. Of course, their library of work really speaks for itself. And here we have a feminine leaning fragrance that I think can be worn by men as well. It has French rose, Bulgarian rose, it has peach, it has a little bit of citrus in the opening. You have some really nice vanilla in the base with some woodsy ingredients, a little bit of patchouli as well. So it's a complex fragrance, and I'm excited to give you my thoughts on it. But let's go ahead and start things off with the presentation. So right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get vanilla and peach. And the peach that is in here smells very natural, very ripe, very juicy as well. And I love it when I can smell fragrances and certain ingredients in there kind of give this organic, true to form type of a vibe. And I feel like the peach in here is really doing that. Now, you also have mandarin orange and bergamot in the opening. So it does open up flavorfully citrusy in the opening, and I really appreciate that. You just have a little bit of that in here, but then it very quickly transitions into this peach and vanilla vibe, and I feel like the vanilla and the patchouli work hand in hand to really create this exotic vibe to the perfume. Now, I think the magic with this one is that it contains 2 varieties of rose. So you have French rose from Grasse, and then you also have Bulgarian rose. But the rose that's used in here is very gentle. It's not overly jammy or thick or syrupy or anything like that. And I have encountered rose perfumes like that, and there's a very specific clientele for it. So the rose that's in here is very accommodating, and I really love the vibe that it's giving off in here. So it's peachy, it's rosy. As you give it a chance to dry down, the patchouli really starts to come out. And of course, the vanilla that's in here gives it just the right amount of sweetness. Not enough to make this a gourmand perfume. I really think it's a fruity floral above anything else if you had to add a classification to it. But there's just enough of that vanilla to sweeten things up in an ample way without allowing it to veer too much into gourmand territory. Now, of course, if you are familiar with the work of Francis Kurkjeon, he does have his own brand called Maison Francis Kurkjeon. I met him in person many times, maybe like 4 or 5 times. I've attended a master class that he did for Baccarat Rouge 540, and then I also attended the launch party for Aqua Vitae that was held at Oswald Perfumery in NYC. I've even had the pleasure of interviewing him on my channel, and of course I met him again when I traveled to Paris, France, and I can just tell he is one of the most passionate perfumers, one of the most knowledgeable perfumers out there, and he really knows what he's doing. His body of work really speaks for itself when it comes to Baccarat Rouge 540, the Extrait Le Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and then even from his brand, of course, you have fragrances like Aqua Vitae, Aqua Vitae Forte, Aqua Universalis. I'm just going to stop there because I can keep going on and on. Grand Soir, Absolute pour le Matin. Anyway, Eidola is such an amazing fruity floral fragrance composed by Francis Kurkjeon and Jerome de Marino. If you're looking for something very smooth, slightly fruity, natural smelling, rosy, but a touch of sweetness as well, definitely check this one out. I think you'll love it, or for that special lady in your life. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, this one really is unique in terms of its fruity quality. Sometimes you think about fragrances like Erba Pura by Sospiro, or you think about Dahab by Kajal. But this is a completely different beast with the peach. Of course, there are a lot of peach and jasmine fragrances out there, or apricot and gardenia, but I think the type of peach that's used in here with the two varieties of rose really make this fragrance stand out. And of course, it conveys a certain sense of femininity with the color of the bottle, and Eidola meaning the chosen one, or that special person in Buck's life, which of course is his lady. I thought that this was a really romantic expression in terms of his creative direction, and so I definitely have to give kudos to him. I think this one was executed quite masterfully with the help of two master perfumers as well. Longevity is 10+ hours. These are all concentrated very strongly. In terms of projection, it projected really well for the first 2.5 hours of application. Never really radiated beyond an arm's length, but it will give you consistent projection. It didn't start to sit closer to the skin until about that 8-hour mark. Versatility, I think this one would work well in any season, any occasion. It can be worn dressed up. It can be worn casually as well. Of course, this one was made with a lady in mind, but of course, if you are a confident man who likes notes of rose and peach and patchouli, you can definitely pull this one off, no problems there. And in terms of the presentation, everything from the name to the color of the bottle, I think everything was executed very well. My final verdict on this fragrance is, if you are looking for a very strong fruity floral fragrance for a really good price, something that was creatively directed by somebody who has an intense amount of knowledge in the perfume industry and community, definitely check this one out. I think Eidola is amazing, and of course I wear this one myself. I have been wearing this one ever since it came out, and I'm a fan of it. My wife loves it as well, and I'm recommending this one to anybody who's looking for a fruity floral perfume, especially if you're looking to buy something for that special lady in your life. But of course, you don't have to blind buy. You can sample this one. I'm going to leave a bunch of links down below if you are interested in sampling this one. I hope you love it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was my review of Eidola by Navitus Parfums. If you own or have tried this fragrance, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to support this channel by subscribing to it. And of course, if you can give this video a thumbs up, it would really mean a lot to me. Thanks again for watching. Love you all. We'll see you soon. Bye.